Hi, my name is Kaushik Ramgali. Today I'm going to present about project planning, and I'm the project manager for the Group 6. Group 6 members are Huan Alvarez, Naili Kasruta, Kaushik Ramgali, Asan Khan, Ishwar Sai Nalapaneni, Sai Vardhan Raj Patani, Nikhil Singh Thakur. As a project manager, I took the lead and had a meeting with all group members. We concluded that the task is first to create a work breakdown structure linear responsibility chart for the project vessel. Secondly, after the WBS and LRC was developed, a Gantt chart with a duration of 112 days had to be incorporated. Basically, work breakdown structure is a project management tool that takes a step-by-step approach to complete a large project with several moving pieces. By breaking down the project into smaller components, a WBS can integrate scope, cost, and deliverables into a single tool. Linear responsibility chart is called a visual depiction of roles and responsibility on a project. These charts list tasks on one axis and the responsibility persons or departments on the other. And finally, Gantt chart is a project management tool that illustrates work completed over a period of time in relation to the time planned for the work. It typically includes two sections. The left side outlines a list of tasks that is called W work breakdown structure, while the right side has the timeline with the schedule bars that visualize work. Methodology. Here, for the WBS LRC chart, the team decided to use the chart provided by Dr. Cheng and fill in WBS codes. After discussing the activity and task description under the WBS, the group decided to assign the primary responsibility, secondary responsibility, and approval, as shown in the following chart. Uh, The task description are WBS code and task activity description are project planning, WBS, LRC, Gantt, procurement, special components, order components, receive components, construction installments, hull, deck, propulsion, engines, fuel system, HVAC, electrical, sanitization, freshwater instrumentation, testing, hull, deck, propulsion, HVAC, electrical, sanitization, freshwater instrumentation. Seat rail, turnover vessel. Here, here each task we divided for three people for like who are gonna. There will be three people who will be primary responsibility, secondary responsibility, and the final person who's gonna give approval. For the project planning, the primary responsibility done by Juan Alvarez and the secondary responsibility taken by Kaushik Ram, while as the Naili is the one who approved that task. WBS, LRC, and Khan. For WBS, Naili is the one whose primary responsibility. Ishwar is the secondary responsibility. Ahsan is the one who gave approval for WBS. For LRC, primary responsibility Ishwar, secondary is Ahsan, and approval is done by Naili. For Gantt chart, primary responsibility is Kaushik Ram, secondary responsibility is Thakur, and approval is done by Sai Vardhan Raj. Procurement, primary responsibility is done by Ahsan, secondary responsibility done by Naili, and approval is given by Sai Vardhan Raj. Procurement is done. Procurement, the subtask is special components. Special components, primary responsibility done by Huan, secondary responsibility is done by Hassan, and approval is given by Kaushik Ram. Order components, primary responsibility is given by Kaushik Ram, secondary responsibility is given by Ishwar, and approval is given by Nayeli. Receive components, primary responsibility is Nayeli, secondary responsibility is Saivardhan Raj, and approval is given by Ishwar. Construction installation, primary responsibility is Ishwar, secondary responsibility is Saivardhan Raj, and approval is given by Hassan. Hull, primary responsibility is Hassan Khan, secondary responsibility is Ishwar, and approval is given by Nikhil Singh. Deck, primary responsibility Hassan, secondary responsibility Ishwar, and approval is given by Nikhil Singh. Propulsion, primary responsibility Ishwar, secondary responsibility is Hassan, and approval is given by Sai Vardhan Raj. Engines, primary responsibility is given to Ishwar, secondary responsibility is to Hassan, and approval is given by Sai Vardhan Raj. Fuel primary responsibility is Ishwar, secondary responsibility is Hassan, and approval is given by Sai Vardhan Raj. HVAC. Primary responsibility is Sai Vardhan Raj. Secondary responsibility is Hassan, and approval is Ishwar. Electrical. Primary responsibility Huan. Secondary responsibility Sai Vardhan Raj, and Kaushik Ram is given by, like, approval is given by Kaushik Ram. Sanitization. Primary responsibility Ishwar, secondary responsibility is Kaushik Ram, and approval is given by Nikhil Singh. Freshwater. Primary responsibility is Kaushik Ram, secondary responsibility is Sai Vardhan Raj, and approval is given by Nayeli. Instrumentation. Primary responsibility is Kaushik Ram, secondary is Sai Vardhan Raj, and approval is given by Juan. Testing. Primary responsibility is Nayeli, secondary responsibility is Ahsan, and approval is given by Ishwar. Hull. Primary responsibility is Ishwar, and secondary responsibility is Kaushik Ram. Approval is done by given Juan. Deck. Primary responsibility is Kaushik Ram, secondary responsibility is Nayeli, and approval is given by Ishwar. Propulsion. Primary responsibility is Ahsan, secondary is Sai Vardhan, and approval is given by Nayeli. HVAC. Primary responsibility is Ishwar, secondary responsibility is Zuhan, and approval is given by Kaushik Ram. Electrical. Primary responsibility is Nayeli, secondary is Hassan, and approval is given by Sai Vardhan Raj. Simulation. Sanitization. Primary is given by Huan, secondary is Kaushik Ram, and approval is given by Ishwar. Freshwater. Primary is given by Hassan, and secondary is given by, like, Nayeli, and approval is given by Kaushik Ram. Instrumentation. Sai Vardhan Raj took the primary responsibility, secondary responsibility is Hassan Khan, and approval is given by Nayeli. C-type. Primary responsibility Nikhil Singh, Nayeli is uh, approval, and secondary responsibility done by Juan. Turnover vessel. Primary responsibility is Nayeli, secondary responsibility Nikhil Singh, and Juan is approval. This is the Gantt chart we have, and we took 112 days for each one, like WBS 9 days, and procurement 8 days, system construction 40 days, and system testing 47 days, for sea trial 8 days, and turnover vessel 2 days. The recommendations are: project manager must have insight into what resources are needed for tasks outlined in a Gantt chart in order for each to be completed on time. The lesson learned was to have a kick-off meeting as early as possible to avoid a tight schedule.